What's up, guys? Welcome back to Hands On channel. 2021, it seems like it's been nothing but bad news, and honestly 2020 as well. If you've been following the channel for a while, the wife and I have been trying to develop this new homestead property out here. It's relatively close to our existing suburb house, and we're out here almost every day. But sometimes things happen, either we get rained out or just other stuff happens and we can't get out here. It was Easter for one thing, so we didn't come out here on Easter, and we didn't come out here the day after that because there was something else going on. I don't even remember what it was, but we had something else going on. May just not have felt like coming over. And I'm right in the wind here. Try to get out of the wind, but anyway, so we come over here a couple days ago, and as soon as we pull in, my wife was like, "Hey, did you leave that shed open?" And I'll swing you around, show you what I'm talking about. When we first bought this place, this shed was in pretty rough shape, but we fixed it up quite a bit, and we made it to where we could actually store a few things in here. And I didn't have anything of real high value in here. I had a lawnmower, and if you follow the channel for a while, you know that I bought one of these field trimmers. It's kind of like a weed eater with a lawnmower engine on the back of it, and it's on wheels and everything. So it's like a field trimmer, so I could get out here and trim these fields out and stuff. Well, anyhow, I come by, this door is wide open, and we're like, what the hell's going on? So immediately we're in a high alert state, and we run over here and check it out, and my lawnmower is like laying out right over here. I have to back up. My lawnmower, or actually the string trimmer, was sitting right here, the brand new string trimmer. Obviously I didn't leave it outside of the building. So if you look a little closer, and maybe you've already seen it, but if you look a little closer, somebody decided to pry through this door right here, and we kind of have an idea who we think it might be. We're about 80% sure. They decided to come over here, got bored, whatever. As far as I can tell, they didn't steal anything. I thought my lawnmower was missing at first, but it turns out, I don't know if you're going to see it on the camera here, but they mowed part of the fucking yard. They pulled the lawnmower out, filled it up with gasoline, mowed this area right here of the yard, and actually I found the lawnmower over here, kind of up in these weeds. I couldn't see it because it was like blended in with the weeds, but after I looked around a little bit, I found the lawnmower over there. And so they didn't steal the lawnmower. At first I thought the lawnmower was stolen. Oh, and my wife was looking around in that old shitty trailer over there, and she finds two like youth style fishing poles. I mean, they could have been adults, but if they were adult poles, they were like people that didn't really, weren't real serious fishermen. They were just some real cheap fishing poles, but they weren't there before. So whoever it was, and I don't know if you can see it on the picture, but there's a pond back behind that trailer there. So whoever it was knew there was a pond here, came over, left fishing poles, broke into this building back behind me, right here, took everything out of it, scattered it all around the yard. The window over here was already partially broken, but they finished it off and broke that the rest of the way out and climbed through that window, and basically just ruined everything they could touch. Every building that I had that was locked, they broke. So here's one of the more tragic things that happened. I don't know if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that we worked really hard to find this old antique door. And of course, it's hard for me to get good lighting over here because I'm going in and out of the shadows, but we worked really hard to find this antique door. Of course, when we bought it, it had fucking glass in the top of it up there, and it had some of those nice wooden crosshatch things that go over there that hold the glass in. Well, some asshole came over here, broke the window out, and climbed in there for nothing. There was absolutely nothing of any value in there. There was one thing that might have been of some value. I mean, it was of monetary value. It was a little propane bottle heater that you screw on the top of a propane bottle. And they opened the box. It was a brand new box. They opened the box, looked at it, and left it there. But they broke my window out. They bashed in the door with a baseball bat here. And again, it's going to be hard for me to show you this because of this lighting over here. But you can see that spot there. It doesn't look that bad from this side, but it's punched a hole through the thing. So, I mean, this door is wasted. They ruined it. And there's glass everywhere. We've been working hard to get all the glass picked up and get, the trash picked up. And I think that's part of it. You know, when you buy land from somebody that's been trashing it out for years and they stay close by, you know, I get the feeling that they might not like seeing you picking it up and stuff like that. Maybe that bothers them because they're like, maybe it makes them realize, you know, how trashy and shitty they were. And, you know, that could create some resentment and some jealousy and some different stuff like that. I don't know that that's what this is. Again, I'm only about 80% sure. And that's not all. Every building that I had locked, they broke into or attempted to break into. So let's get over here. Again, if you follow the channel for a minute, you know, you've been with the channel for a little while, you know about these shipping containers as a temporary storage solution so that we'd be able to bring things over here, secure, and lock them up. And honestly, the container did its job. This bike lock here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the camera because a lot of times I can't see through the lens here. I've got a little tiny screen I'm looking through, but they took a pair of essentially pruning shears and tried to cut this bicycle lock. It was an old bicycle lock, and actually I found it here on the property with the key, so I was like, yeah, I might as well use it, you know. And I guess I'm glad I did in a way, because let me show you what they did. Once they broke into that little shed over there, there was an old double bit axe that somebody had welded a metal handle on, okay? And if you've ever swung an axe with a metal handle, you know it sends a lot of reverberation up through your hand. Well, they got that axe out of there. They came over here. They got on the roof of my fucking container and chopped a hole into it. So this was actually my nicer of the two containers. And I'm going to get up there on the roof here in a second and show you exactly the extent of the damage. It's terrible, man. You know, I'm really at a loss for words. This is the worst of humanity. And, you know, to be honest with you, I can tell by the way it was done and by the fact that there was nothing stolen. This was just bored kids that, you know, don't have proper adult supervision, and they decided to come over here and fuck with my stuff. So I'm pretty mad, and I apologize for, you know, the foul language and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, again, if you've been, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but if you've been following the channel, this is the second time that we've had issues with either property coming up missing or people being on this property that aren't supposed to be here. This container was, I left the door wide open, so they didn't need to break anything on that one, you know. I mean, part of me is thinking, well, hell, maybe I shouldn't have locked the damn things, because there's really nothing in there that's you know, there's nothing in there that's more valuable than the actual container itself. So let me get up there and show you on top of the roof what they did. I mean, this is just devastating, man. We're trying to get out of the suburbs, and we, you know, it's like that old song, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And it ain't because of anything we're doing, it's because of shit other people are doing. And then we have to spend days and days either fixing this stuff like I'm gonna have to do today. I mean, look at this shit. I didn't even know that was possible. Some asshole got up here and chopped my roof open with an axe. So be warned about that if you're going to use shipping containers for storage and for security purposes. You know, again, they didn't get in, and I actually pushed this back up quite a bit. The hole was quite a bit bigger. And I came over here and spent the night the other night, and I'll be doing that a lot more because I look to catch these little sons of bitches. And so we'll see. I had the sheriff over here. I talked to him about it. He also thinks it's kids. I don't know. Just be careful, guys, when you're buying property, especially if it's trashed out, especially if there's a bunch of damn gypsies living on it and stuff like that and weird stuff that you're going to have to deal with. Just be aware of that. And again, I have no proof, but I'm pretty darn sure. I mean, I just feel it in my gut. Have you ever had a feeling like that where you're just like, yeah, I know what this is. I know who this is. This is somebody trying to make me feel insecure here. And the whole purpose of this was just to basically come over here and mess with my shit and send a message to me. So they don't like nice stuff around here, apparently. So anyways, guys, I ain't giving up, but we're going to have one hell of a time. So I'm going to have to be over here quite a bit more at different times, different hours, because I think they figured out my schedule by now. So I'm going to make sure I'm over here at all sorts of different, it's going to be very inconvenient for me because I'm going to have to change everything about my fucking life to make sure kids don't come over here again and ruin my shit. And ideally, I'd catch them. And ideally, I'd find out exactly where they're coming from. So anyways, after all the stuff that I said here, let me know in the comments how I should react to this. We're already looking into some game cameras and some other things like that. The problem is I don't actually have power here, so I can't run like a high-tech security system. Whatever it is, it'll have to be off-grid for now. So let me know what you guys have had success with, or what you think, or if you've got any recommendations on a good brand of game cameras. And I already kind of know the direction I'm going to face them, so I'm not real super worried about that, because I think I know where they're coming from. So anyways, it's going to be a beautiful place once we can keep the riffraff off of it. And you know, that may just take being over here all the time. That's what I was telling my wife. That's one of the biggest things. One of the best ways to keep people off your place is occupy it. When you're not there, it's just very tempting for people, even people that wouldn't normally do stuff. You know, they're like, oh, there's nobody over there, I want to go check it out. And then that curiosity turns into destruction, like they've done here. So yeah, man, I mean, this just ruined my week, to be honest with you. And I've been having a hard time not being depressed because of the stuff that's going on in the country right now. You know, we got the border crisis going on. We got, you know, on and on and on. I try to put all my effort into working over here. And then I come over here and some shit like this has happened. I mean, it's just, people are fucking sorry, man. The majority of them. Sorry for the bad language, but, you know, hopefully you understand when something like this happens to you, and you feel like you take one step forward and 10 steps back because some assholes next door or wherever they're coming from are coming over here and messing with your shit. Even though you had your gate locked and you had your buildings all locked up and everything, they break every lock that you have and then leave fishing poles behind and mow the yard. That's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard of in my life. Let me know what you guys think about this vandalism and this bullshit that's going on here. And if you got any advice for me, I'd greatly appreciate hearing it in the comments. I'm trying to keep my spirits up, but again, you know, with everything going on in 2021 and the takeover of our country by the communists and everything else going on, it's been pretty difficult for me to make videos because I'm just down. Half the days I'm just like, I don't want to even talk about it because it's so bloody terrible what's going on in this country, and it seems like nobody cares. So anyways, guys, protect your place. Watch out for kids. Watch out for people wanting to knock holes in your buildings and stuff, and especially make sure they don't have any way, you know, to get an axe out of one other building and use it to chop a hole through your roof. Terrible, terrible deal. Now, again, this container did its job. They didn't get inside of it, but they destroyed my roof. So I'm gonna have to get off here and get over here and figure out some way I can patch that, because we got rain coming tomorrow. So appreciate it, guys. God bless you. God bless America for as long as it lasts. I stand for liberty. I hope you do too.